Ready to stockpile your PC with incredible upcoming games to get you through the rest of the winter? Well, these are the biggest and most gorgeous releases to hoard your disk space for. Hello and welcome to ROG Global, where we celebrate PC gaming and then get absolutely lost in all the brilliant releases it yields, like a kid in a ball pit. There are just too many of them, frankly, and at times you need to be hard-headed and pinpoint the absolute must-play upcoming titles. So, let's do that now. Roll tape. Death Stranding. To understand this plot was like trying to catch daylight in your hands or record your own dreams. Well, I'm not sure if it's good news or bad news, honestly, but the news is that Death Stranding 2 makes the first game's narrative lunacy feel like Donkey Kong by comparison. Those of us that way inclined will likely spend the next few years with our chin in our hands, pondering how it reflects the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on society and what that sentient keyring's all about. But that's not for right now, because unraveling the story is in large part the fun of playing Death Stranding 2. Lest we forget, of course, it is a courier sim. What we can surmise, though, is a more direct approach to combat now, since Sam carries what looks like an assault rifle. I guess even porters need to pull the trigger sometimes, eh, Sam?
Well, I suppose even a porter has to pull the trigger from time to time.
Okay, fine, I didn't come up with that line, but look, I'm up against a creative powerhouse here. Give me a break. Anyone else would devise a combat set piece between a Kiss tribute act firing a lightning-spewing guitar at a room of cyborg ninjas, and it might seem ever so slightly silly. But when Kojima's at the helm, you just nod along.
Now it's time to finish the journey, Sam.
Translating all the bombast and the cool outfits from the Marvel Universe into games should be a slam dunk, but a good cinematic superhero game remains as rare as first timing a boss in a FromSoft game or following the plot of a Hideo Kojima game without having to Google it afterwards. Don't burn your spandex just yet though, because Rise of the Hydra looks set to hit a high tide mark for the subgenre. Why? Because it's got the legendary Amy Hennig at the helm, sprinkling the same unique narrative magic over this game that she lent to the Uncharted series, among others. And because it's running on Unreal Engine 5 and making great use of the engine's nanite and lumen features. You control one of 4 characters in occupied Paris during World War II. Captain America, Black Panther, Gabriel Jones, and Nanali. And if you worry that they might look a bit conspicuous for covert resistance ops in that setting, trust us, you will be far too concerned with the insane environmental details, mocap performances, and explosions to care.
I don't have time for this.
Neither do I.
Right, we've done our research on this one, and it sounds like there's an open world game coming out in 2025 where you play as some criminals or something, and it's set somewhere called Vice City, which looks a bit like real world Florida. Little else is known about this mysterious indie project other than the fact that this trailer broke YouTube's records for views within 24 hours and that it's out sometime in 2025. No, seriously though, what can we expect? Probably a pair of playable protagonists in a Bonnie and Clyde style relationship and an open world that once again sets a new standard for what's possible in the medium, as Rockstar tends to do when it tries its hand at this whole releasing a game thing every decade or so. We've spotted a Banshee in the trailer, so there'll be at least one but probably multiple returning vehicles, and as ever the franchise's trademark edgy writing will look to lampoon every aspect of modern culture, from exhibitionist influences to our obsession with memes. And as long as the gameplay is as peerless as GTA always is, we'll continue pretending to find that lampooning original and funny and clever. Deal? Deal. Like Spider-Man movies and Madonna, Doom has an uncanny knack for reinventing itself with impeccable taste and timing, which is why you're looking at a chainsaw buckler shield and a medieval flail right now in a Doom game. The answer, apparently, to how to make Doomguy even more powerful and cool to control is to send him back through time to embarrass demons with a different melee-focused weapon set. That's also a great excuse for creepy old castles and the appearance of a dragon, which, I'll go on the record here, I think you'll have to fight it. Fortunately, pulsating metal tunes have also made their way back through the eons, so don't worry about whether punching a cacodemon to death to the sound of a lute or a Gregorian chant would be as fun as Doom Eternal's drop-tuned murder metal was. We're finally getting it. After many years of wishing for an Ass Creed set in feudal era Japan, our combined psychic energy has made it material and magicked up Assassin's Creed Shadows. Of course, in the intervening years since we first started to think Ezio Auditore's various rooftop strolls might actually work quite nicely with ninjas, Ass Creed's changed quite a bit. From stealthy assassination sim to vast historical open-world RPG with multiple playable characters, photo mode baiting views, and meaty, tactically rich combat. And so it proves in Shadows. You've got the choice of 2 playable characters, Naoe, the female shinobi, and Yasuke, the African samurai loosely based on the historical figure of the same name. And they're not just cosmetic options, their playstyles are really different, meaning that they offer the choice to complete quests in different ways. Japan in 1579, when the game takes place, was ripped by civil war. So the world map that you're exploring here isn't just bustling trade centers and picturesque fishing villages, but also giant strongholds and castles too. Just as long as it doesn't send us on another fetch quest for tablets around Abstergo HQ again, we'll be happy to lurk in these shadows. So there we are, the biggest PC releases coming your way in 2025. Reserve some SSD space for them now. Like this video if you like this video. Tell us about your own most anticipated games down in the comments. Subscribe to us at ROG Global for more product news, performance guides, and list features like this. Don't frazzle your brain too much unpacking that Death Stranding 2 trailer, and we'll catch you in the next one.